just want to heal your soul, just put your hand on your heart and just talk to yourself for a moment. Just say that you're important. You're talking to yourself. You're significant. You can say this out loud. You're important. You're significant. You have meaning. God has never made a meaningless act. Therefore, I have meaning. I have brilliance, wonder, joy, intelligence, abundance, elegance, prosperity, opulence. All of that is in me. My soul is healed. Now look around the room and see these beautiful beings who are here today. These individuals who are taking back their Sundays and are saying, I have to be in the community of lovers of God and lovers of humanity, and allow for the love of God to overflow the banks of your present paradigm as you bless these beings all around you. Extend the blessing to those who are streaming from around the world. Peace and blessings to you. Show the picture of the congregation on the screen so they can see themselves. Yeah, look how beautiful you are, how magnificent, how glowing. All of this rich diversity and inclusivity here in the, just raise your hands and wave at yourself. Blow yourself a kiss. Jump back and kiss yourself. Now do one other thing. That is, look to the person next to you and invite them into your heart. Say, you're significant. There's beauty in you. There's love in you. There's power in you. There's abundance running through you. There's joy running through you. There's infinite good seeking to express itself by means of you. And you have come to set it free, to make a mighty difference on this planet, and to help change the world for the better. Let's be about this. Let's be this. Let's do this together in the here and now. And so it is. Amen. Touch and agree. And just feel the dynamic field of love and beauty and intelligence that's surrounding us in this moment. It's pulling on us to be our highest and best self as we're discovering greater and greater and greater the dimensions of our theme this month, which is your adventure into new territory. And you're becoming increasingly aware, if you've been attending Agape for any length of time, that we're aware that the new territory is not outer space, but inner space. That there is the realms of infinite good that lie within us. Infinite good that lie within us. Infinite good. These realms of infinite good that are within our consciousness are here to be explored, are here to be embodied, are here to be expressed. So via your meditation, via your prayer, you are breaking free from the sense of a separation from the good that is all around you and allowing it to be the activity of your awareness. You are on an adventure into new territory. And as we mentioned a little bit last week, this adventure into new territory is an adventure because you're going beyond your present paradigm. You're going into the realm of the unknown that is unknown on your surface mind, unknown from the mind of experience, unknown from the mind that you've inherited from the world, but deeply known in consciousness as intrinsic to your nature and your being. So you're on an adventure, not into the known, but you're an adventure into the unknown, new territory of your soul. Say that with me, if you will. I'm on an adventure. My awareness is heightened. I have focus and resolve. To explore inner space. So you're feeling into that kind of dynamic. So you don't come to a spiritual community to just get the external stuff together. You come into a spiritual community to grow, develop, and unfold. Allow those moments of chaos that will occur as your vibratory frequency increases, and the chaos from releasing and jettisoning that which no longer serves you occurs, and then the embracing of the next level of your emergence happens. You're in tune with that being an adventure, so you're not here for mere convenience. You're here for commitment to discovering your real nature and your real being. Thus, when you hear the topic of the day, which is be not conformed, but be transformed, you're coming to an awareness of a little bit about what transformation is. You know that the word trans means to go beyond. So in terms of transformation, you're going beyond the present formation of your life, that formation which has coagulated from previously held points of view and perceptions and beliefs and opinions. You've created a formation for your life that you're living in. Transformation means you're going beyond that present formation and allowing that which is yet invisible to you, but very real and substantial, to begin to emerge as the activity of your awareness, so that your spiritual faculties are heightened and you're beginning to live in the frequency of seeing that which is invisible, hearing that which is inaudible, so that what the world calls impossible is where you begin your life. You begin where things are appearing to be impossible, but you're leaping into that from a spiritual paradigm. We're talking about the transformation. We're talking about going beyond your present formation so that you didn't come to be in the comfort zone of your present formation. You came to be commitment to that which is yet invisible, that carries you into deeper and deeper realms of infinite potential that is within your very being. And so in this non-conformity, in this not being conformed but being transformed, you have an awareness that real courage are the opposite of courage. The opposite of courage is conformity to a world that doesn't work for the highest and best within us all. The opposite of courage is conformity to that little paradigm. So that you begin to see that the world as we see it, as I was explaining a little bit in the meditation service, is an artifact of previously held positionalities and perceptions. What you see as the world is an artifact. It's the past. It's the downloading of something that was invisible, and the world as an artifact, we can see the gushing and the swirling of every state of consciousness that has now condensed itself into form, and in some cases become normalized to the point where people actually think that the world as it appears to be is normal, has been normalized. But for those on the spiritual path, you are courageous enough to not conform to that world at all, but to be transformed by the continual renewing of your mind, so that the invisible yet to be dynamic of harmony and wholeness and generosity and love and peace and well-being is where you live. So you can be a condensate, as it is called. The condensate is a terminology in physics that deals with the fact that two things can occupy the same space at the same time. Under the Newtonian physics, two things cannot occupy the same space at the same time, but in the quantum realm, they can, because they can occupy the same space and the same time in different dimensions, in different frequencies. This is what Jesus the Christ meant when he said, in my Father's house are many mansions, and I go and prepare a place. I go into a different frequency, a different vibration, and I hang out until you guys vibrate high enough to see me again. In other words, I am not returning. You got to come see me, baby. That's why we always say, come up to Agape. Don't come down to Agape. Come up to Agape, you see? And so you begin to operate as a condensate, which means while the old world is vibrating around hate and greed, commercialism and consumerism and separation and fear, doubt, worry, bigotry, hate, all the things that have become somewhat normalized to a degree in the human experience, you are in that world, but you're of a higher frequency. You've become a condensate that is same time, same place, same planet, that all these other thought forms are going on. You're not there. You've transcended. You've transformed. You've gone beyond the present formation, that which has been normalized in the human condition, and you're living free and liberated, drawing all of your your power from the infinite, invisible, unseen, yet substantial presence of God, not drawing from the world of effects and circumstances, but drawing directly from the source of all creation, so that you get to bring into time and space the goodness of your heart and soul, and not dependent upon an external condition or circumstance or a situation. That's freedom and that's courage, because you're not conforming to the world. You are letting your light so shine before men and women that when they see you, they see the presence of God. And so how do you enter into that space? You take a personal test. If you were to leave the planet today, would you have left more blessings and generosity, or would you have left more pain and taking? You just ask yourself, if you were to disappear today, this is the last day on the planet, would you have left more generosity, more blessings, more giving, or would you have left more pain and taking? You just check your personal test. Because if, in fact, you have risen up and assumed your assignment as being a fiat of the Spirit of God, a generative spirit of releasing life energy, then you have lifted beyond the normalized world, the artifact of a perception of lack and limitation and scarcity that drives individual to greed and hoarding and getting and taking as a regular mode of being in the world. No, you as a condensate have risen above that. And your time on the planet is about blessing. It's about generosity. It's about compassion, kindness, and giving, because somewhere within you, you've become aware that you cannot outgive God. You've become aware that as Ralph Waldo Emerson would remind us, that through living generatively, through living being a blessing, living being a giver, you are constantly placing the universe in your debt. In other words, you can't outgive the universe that's forever expanding. Energy is never created or destroyed. But when you try, then the universe has to catch up to make sure it's not in your debt by living and giving from the overflow of its divine substance, so that you constantly become a greater giver than you ever thought you could possibly be. We're talking creativity. We're talking generosity. We're talking innovativeness. We're talking resourcefulness. We're talking being a blessing. We're talking leaving today, you've given more than you've taken. You leave today, you've given more blessings than you've given people pain. This is where you live. And then, through your continual prayer without ceasing, consciousness, does not mean you're walking around being pious and praying out loud all the time. It's good to do that, definitely. But it does mean that there's a part of your awareness that is always prone to the presence, always prone to the presence of love and beauty and joy, that there's an attentiveness there. You rise into that awareness. I'm not speaking of religion. I'm speaking of real. That which is real, this infinite presence called by many names, seeking to be itself through us. I was considering this last week as I went into meditation, and as I was sitting in meditation, I can hear the chatter of my mind. I became aware that the chatter of my monkey mind was prayer. It was like affirmations and all these prayers that I'd been saying over the years. I was listening to the mind just praying for all these people that I know, praying for the spiritual community, praying for the prayer list. It was just like, that's some good monkey mind. I like that. In other words, the mind had been praying for so many years, for so many people, so many things on the planet, that the monkey mind had become a mind of prayer. I want you to have that kind of mind. I want you to be able to sit, and when you're sitting there and you check and look at your mind, it's speaking the word for people. It's embracing possibility for the world. It's embracing possibility for yourself. And of course, there's some discordant thoughts that arise. There's some things that occur. But after a while, there's just a flow of the presence. The mind has been trained and it's been taught to hold a high frequency and a high watch. Let's roll through this again. You're on an adventure into new territory. You're not just to move through the world as you know it to be and try to manipulate yourself through that world with your cleverness and navigate through that world with your might and power, but you are to discover new territory in the inner space, which is why you pray, which is why you meditate. Not to get God to do anything for you, but for you to have a realization of what God is already doing, and for you to be able to see the invisible presence that's bursting into expression. I like that, bursting into expression. In other words, you're having a mini Big Bang, the invisible becoming visible, and scientists say that when the original Big Bang occurred, over 90% of that which exploded into expression remains invisible, that we're only seeing about 10% of the Big Bang because everything else is in a dimension and a frequency that the eye can't see, and that's why perhaps you're only using 10% of your brain, the rest of the 90% to see the infinite invisible, but you're not going to see it unless you're praying, baby. It ain't going to happen. But this emergence and explosion that you have on a moment-by-moment basis is to go in that inner space. And then you are not conforming to the world as it has normalized itself. It's bizarro world. I can remember reading headlines a few years ago where people were celebrating new jobs that were coming to the port because they would get to build a big aircraft bomber. And I was thinking, this is really weird. They're celebrating that they get to make weapons of destruction. There was a disconnect. They're celebrating their survival with jobs, but they're not connected to the fact that they're building stuff that can kill people. It's called bizarro. It's a bizarro world, and people have been so hypnotized that they actually think this is a good thing. It is not a good thing. Particularly, it is not a good thing to have a job building weapons of mass destruction. I'm saying it on the record, that is not a good thing. I remember an individual in our class that was matriculating through the school here at Agape, and that's what he did. That's what he did. He was a scientist, and in the middle of the class semester, he quit his job. He said, I can't do this anymore. I can't use my genius to innovate new ways of killing people. And he found a new employment using his genius in other ways. But the point is, things have become normalized. We're actually celebrating bad things, destructive things, for money. We are not conforming, but transforming, going beyond the present formation, collectively as a society and individually as individual expressions of God, going beyond understanding that the world that we see, hear this, you know what an artifact is? It's something that's old. The world as we see it is an artifact of a previously held perception, and many of those previously held perceptions were fueled by survival by any means only. And so the world is formulated around that. But you are the artist. You're the innovators. You're the resourceful people. You're the creative people. You're the cultural creatives. You're the millennial folks who are not being conformed, but living in a continual state of transformation so that the new you that's inside of your consciousness can continually come forward and express itself. Not conforming to the world, but being transformed by the renewing of your mind every day. At the end of your day, perhaps asking, if I were to leave tonight, did I give more than I took? Did I share more than I took? Did I leave more blessings than pain? As a barometer. And then you pray so diligently on a regular basis, and you practice so consistently on a regular basis, that after a while, even the monkey mind is a song. The monkey mind is a prayer. The monkey mind is a word of encouragement, an idea that starts to flow through you. Now, as this occurs, you've entered into the zone of prayer without ceasing. People don't even know you're praying. You're cooking your dinner, you're in prayer. You're on the freeway, you're in prayer. Definitely. You're double dose of the Holy Most. Particularly for that person that just cut you off. Particularly for yourself when you cut that other person off. But it's a continual prayer. Now understand this, when we speak about prayer without ceasing, we're not speaking of being so pious and religious and holier than thou. Oh no, that's hell. That's hell. We're talking about being in tune with fundamental order of existence. So there's joy, and there's play, and there's jubilation, and there's celebration, and there's embracing, and there's a party going on inside of your soul, and you just got to share it with the world. Oh my God, there's such beauty here. Oh, this is my prayer. This is it. This is it. This is it. This is it. This is where you live, you see? Now, why? Why all this? Why all this? Because there must be a vibrational match to the bliss and the ecstasy and the generosity of the Spirit. You're not going to walk around all pious and, oh, God, help me. When God is joy and love and harmony, there's no vibrational match to the downturned face. I love God, and I'm so sad because I don't have any fun because I love God so much. There's no vibrational match there. Joy is the evidence of the presence. Joy is the evidence of the presence. And so we're not talking about frivolity. We're talking about that powerful joy, that powerful generosity, that powerful creativity. These qualities are wonderful. It just popped into my mind right now. I remember two things. I remember when the New Thought Ageless Wisdom communities would go up to Asilomar to have these 2-week conventions of speakers and workshops. And I can remember there was a moment in which one group was leaving the grounds and our group was coming onto the grounds. And so there was a mixture of people, and one group was leaving. They were very fundamentally bent. And we were coming in, and we were a little bit different. And one of the young people asked his mother that was from the other group, he says, Mom, everybody that's coming on here, they're smiling, and they're happy, and they're hugging. What's going on? And the mother said, don't worry about that. That's just their religion. They have to act that way. They didn't catch. And then I remember another time, I'm not going to leave names on this one because these people are still alive, but I can remember seeking to work with another spiritual community to help birth the Season for Nonviolence. And there was one guy that was in the fundamental community, but he was sneaking over here all the time. But his minister didn't know he was sneaking over here, so he thought. And so we're meeting and we're negotiating, and then the senior minister looks at the guy and says, I hear you've been going over there. What do you think? And he realized he was busted. He said, oh, nothing's happening over there. They're just singing and holding hands and smiling, He's over there every week. The point is, what is the point? If you don't know what real joy is from having an encounter with the presence, you don't know what real peace is after having an encounter with the presence, you don't know what real celebration is, then you think it's all frivolous. But it's real. celebration, real. Love, real. Peace, real. Transpersonal, real. But you cannot conform to the world. So that gentleman chose to conform to that world. If you conform to the world as it appears to be, you're a coward. Because real courage, the opposite of courage, is conformity to a world that doesn't work for everybody. That's the opposite of courage is conformity to a limiting world that doesn't work for the highest and best within us all. Inhale. Release. Take your right hand, put it back on your heart again, and say to yourself, self, you're beautiful. There's so much good in you. There's so much love in you. There's so much prosperity in you. Genius is in you. Power is in you. Creativity is in you. There is so much good in you. I love you. I feel you. I set you free. We have a great destiny. And we're going to set it free. And we're going to prove that all of our needs are met right now. And this is where we live. Self, I love you. We turn within in this moment. And we continue this high resolve consciousness. By creating a vibrational match to the presence that is never in absence, it's always giving of itself totally and completely at every point of all of creation and beyond. The space between creation, that infinite, tiny space that contains the entire universe. And creation itself that is screaming of the presence of God. This is why the teacher said, if I do not find one worthy, I'll command the rocks to shout out my name. If you won't do it willingly, the very rocks will shout out the nature of the presence. The leaves and the trees will shout it out. The flowers will shout it out. The grains of sand will shout it out. The ground upon which we're standing that is holy will shout it out. But we're saying, no. That's all right. We're going to participate. We're going to shout it out too. We're going to sing it out too. We're going to dance it out too. We're going to love it out too. We're going to give it out too. We're going to create it out too. We're going to allow for our destiny within us to reveal itself. No. The rocks aren't going to have all the fun. No. We're going to get our rocks off too. Spiritually speaking. And so we rise in prayer, recognizing the great presence, the great power, the great love. Through sheer gratitude and thanksgiving and appreciation, we rise in this consciousness. We allow that smile inside of our very soul to inform our face, so our face gets to play as well. And we notice after a while that as our face gets to play in this smile, even if it's a slight smile, the body chemistry changes. Tonic chemicals begin to flow. Immune system gets to be enhanced. We're participating in our own healing. We're participating in our own health, our own high vibratory frequency of wellness and well-being. We allow the smile to come forward, and we feel a deep sense of unity with the presence of God Almighty, all beauty, all joy, all ecstasy, all bliss, all intelligence, all life itself. And the word is spoken from this deep connectivity. Let there be light. Let there be love. Let there be beauty. Let there be abundance. Let there be joy. Let there be health. Let there be wealth. Let there be well-being. Let there be wisdom. Let there be guidance. Let there be spiritual direction, all flowing through us in a language and in a way that we can understand from the deep resources and recesses of our own being. wonderful is happening. Something wonderful is happening. Something wonderful is happening. Something wonderful is happening. Let that be your positive rumoring. Let that be your gossip of the day. You know what? Something wonderful is happening. You know what? God is breaking out all over. You know what? All of our needs are met. Gossip about that. You know what? Everything is working together for our good. Oh, I just gotta dance about it. You just gotta prance about it. You just gotta dance about it. You just gotta prance. You just gotta just do it. You just gotta just You just gotta, sometimes you just gotta let go and let go. Say to yourself, I'm all right. Everything is working together for my good. All of my needs are met. I am divinely healthy. I stand in a state of well-being. And all of my needs are met. Breathe. 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 Feel into that. Vibrational match. Feel into that. The doctor's going to help you feel it for a second. And then we're going to pray for these people.
Yeah, I got the joy down in my heart, down in my heart. It's down in my heart. I got the joy down in my heart, down in my heart. It's down in my heart. Heavenly body, flesh this time. Born to love and born to shine. Heavenly spirit pleasures me. Born to love, born to be free. I'm born to fly, I'm born to feel. Born to cry and born to heal. We're born to fly, we're born to feel. We're born to cry and born to heal. Heavenly body on the screen. What I desire in this scene is to play the part I came to play. Spread some love along the way. I'm born to fly, I'm born to care. I'm born to cry and born to share. We're born to fly, we're born to care. Born to cry and born to share. Soul searching. Soul searching. Stars and moon above me. It's deep within my soul and it really loves me and really loves you. Heavenly bodies, flesh this time. You better love, you better shine. Heavenly spirit, flesh as we. Born to love, born to be free. Born to love, born to be free. Born to love, born to be free. Amen.
Yes.
Amen.
Yes.
Keep on. Soul searching. The joy, 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 joy. Down in your heart. Down in your heart.
Yes.
Yeah.
Take the hand of the being next to you and feel the impact of divine prayer cascading from the mind of the infinite through us right now. Embracing those on our Facebook Live technology, our live streamers on the website, everyone here in this room, everyone on this campus. We give thanks to the great power, the great presence, the great love that's coursing through our spiritual veins right now. We recognize this grand presence, and we know that where these individuals are, God is.